Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Employment and Workplace Relations. In its first 12 months in office, how has the Albanese Labor Government reversed previous policies to get wages moving and to get more Australians into jobs?
Give the call to the Minister for Employment, Workplace Relations and the Minister for the Arts.
Thanks very much, Mr Speaker, and I thank the member for Dunkley for the question, because the policy change has been deliberate. And what was keeping people out of secure jobs and what was keeping people with flatlining wages for nearly a decade was also deliberate. It was a deliberate design feature of the previous decade in office. But we have had now, in the first 12 months, a deliberate getting jobs moving as a deliberate design feature of this government, getting wages moving as a deliberate design feature of this government, and closing the gender pay gap as a deliberate design feature of this government. For the first 12 months, as the Treasurer has already said, 330,000 Australians, more Australians employed, 330,000, the best first 12 months of any Australian government. But of that 330,000, it's not like it's clouded with all those jobs being insecure. More than 280,000 of those jobs are full-time. More than 280,000. Stronger employment growth than any of the major advanced economies. But it's not just jobs that have been growing as a deliberate design feature, it's wages moving as well. Average full-time annual earnings $1,000 a year higher going into people's bank accounts than if the growth levels of flatlining wages had remained as they were under the previous government. The fastest annual growth in guess how long? A decade. And that's what happens when you stop having low wages as a deliberate design feature and getting wages moving becomes a deliberate design feature of this government. But some of the best outcomes that we're seeing in both wages and in employment are the statistics that have come out recently for women workers in Australia. We now have the highest number of women in recorded history in full-time work. The female unemployment rate at 3.3% is the lowest it has been in 50 years. And why would it be that we're getting better female employment statistics coming through? Could it be connected to the fact that we now have a government that's implementing all 55 recommendations of the Respect at Work report? Could it be that gender equality is now an objective of the Fair Work Act? Could it be because we now have a government that turns up to the Fair Work Commission and argues for pay rises for people on low wages, including for feminised industries like in aged care? The changes that have been happening have been deliberate. When people had insecure work, when people were on sluggish wage growth, it was a deliberate decision from those opposite, and getting wages moving, closing the gender pay gap and getting people into secure jobs is a deliberate decision of the Albanese government.